Dan H98 asks, so let's say we've used our compressors to control some crazy dynamics / peaks. Should we then use volume automation and clip gain to create dynamics in the mix so that we wouldn't rely too much on compressors, where that would kill dynamics? Also, when should one either use clip gain or volume automation? First, use volume automation or clip gain to tackle crazy dynamics and peaks. Just turn it down. I don't need a compressor to do that. It's not as good as volume automation or clip gain to me at doing that job. But if you're going for something unnatural, then maybe lean towards a compressor. And then, should we use volume automation and clip gain to create dynamics? Yes, you should use volume automation and clip gain to create dynamics, but before the compressor. The same way I'm naturally going up and down in volume and you do as well in conversation, the artist is going to naturally perform in that way because that's how we naturally use our voices. So don't compress that away and then try to reinsert that like you can put yourself in their brain and in their body and in their creativity. We could never do that justice. So just lean on their natural dynamics and enhance where you need to enhance and relax where you need to relax. They've already done that part for you. You're just elevating it and making it as emotional as possible with volume automation or clip gain. Either or is fine. Now, where you start relying or leaning on compressors is more for the creativity or the sound or the color or the energy that a compressor can add to a vocal performance. You don't need to use it to kill the dynamics you just enhanced, but to color, to help shape, to help embellish those dynamics you just created or you just enhanced. Now, in this case, as you see, I've done this with a fader, but I've gone through and I've written the entire performance with volume automation right here. So I've done that with a fader. I do it this way and put these tracks in a folder. Right after that is where I put plugins on the vocal for what I'm going to, EQ, compress, and all that kind of stuff. In this case, I didn't even use a compressor. These are just EQs. But I like to do volume automation that way, and then I like to go through with clip gain and do de-essing. I'll go through and I'll chop up all of the S's and the breaths, and I'll turn up certain parts up or down, like in certain sections where I've done some de-essing and turned down some breaths. I like to use clip gain for de-essing and de-breathing, and just overall turning up sections that may be a little lower or louder than others. But for really feeling that emotion, I like to use volume automation and ride the whole thing. That's why I set it up in this way where I have the audio tracks within a folder where I'm doing all of my processing in the folder. So that's my approach.